Hello, happy folks. I hope this post on YouTube on my Friday really finds you well for you folks. All right, so my favorite, I've been doing for Saturday, I've been doing my Serial Saturday that I do where I go over some of the forgotten and impactful movie and TV serials. And I've done a bunch of movie serials recently. I've also done 2 seasons of Doctor Who from the first season in the 60s, since that's definitely one of my passions in life, and I grew up watching Doctor Who too, as a reminder, and that sort of a thing. And so I thought it would be fun for me to knock out, since last week I did my top 10 movie serials, do my top 5 Doctor Who seasons from the first show. Now, as a reminder, I started watching Doctor Who when I was in 4th grade. As a kid, I was from '76. Tom Baker was the extant guy, and that sort of thing. I saw Robots of Death on my local PB station in the local It's Up the West Virginia. Loved it. Thought it was creepy. Thought it was spooky. Thought I liked the special effects too, and that sort of thing. So I finished that out. Watched him all the way to his regeneration in Legopolis. Started with the 5th Doctor, then the 5th Doctor became my favorite. Watched him from Moon to Zoom. Saw him regenerate. And then followed the 6th Doctor until his 18-month hiatus. And then because of how strong the ratings were, and that sort of thing, they went ahead and moved to the black and white era. So I actually was just watching black and white, right? You know, they were set because of the PBS station getting public funding. They were selling Doctor Who because of how strong it was, right? I remember once, you know, there were at telethons and stuff, they would push Doctor Who hard, and that sort of thing to get that money. All right, so here, let's get started. Now, there's a couple of rules for these. First of all, they must be extant. All the episodes must exist. And then secondly, so they can be partially or animated or something like that, right? This era will star William Hartnell, William Russell, Jacqueline Wright, Carol Ann Ford, and Maureen O'Brien for you folks. All right, let's get started. Number 5, this is the one we just read recently. It's called The Time Meddler from '65. It's a season 2 finale. The story number 17. It introduces the character of Peter Purvis's Stephen Taylor. That sort of a thing. It was a strongly notable for a few reasons. First of all, it's a historical in a sense because it's taking place in history, but it actually adds a foe who is trying to change time. And our Doctor doesn't want him to. He's messing around time. And that sort of thing. So we'll call those, as Doctor Who fans, pseudo-historicals. He's also a member of the Doctor Who race. And so he's the first one he's interested, other than, you know, Susan, his granddaughter, or himself, as antagonist. And a foil, too. And so it's great stuff for those reasons. Number 4, you might think would be a little higher, but it's not. That's, of course, 1963's 7th episode, The Dalek. It's the 2nd episode overall. It's this epic sci-fi. Put the show on the map in a major way because it introduced him to his archenemy, the Daleks, and that sort of thing. It can create Dalek mania and made both the Doctor Who's and his characters and that sort of thing. The TARDIS, the Daleks, all pop culture icons. Love it, lots of those reasons. But the reason why it's number 4 rather than number 1, other than the obvious, there's 3 better ones, is because it's just it's a little rough paced at times, right? That sort of thing. You know, it's a little harder. You know, all the going into the tunnels and such. It's really not that riveting at times. All right, so that's the reason why it's at number 4. Top 8 time. Number 3 is Edge of Destruction from '64. It's the 3rd episode. It's 2 episode long, bottle episode set in the TARDIS. There's any other characters too. I think it just does so much and pushes the characters out and really, and then brings them back together after doing so. It's a great thing. I love it lots. It's one of my favorite episodes. All right, so number 2, for those reasons, is the Aztecs from '64. This is the number 6 series, and from the first season. It's a faster 4-paced 4 episode. It's a historical. It's set with so many. It sets so many rules for the Doctor Who's travel, like he can't change time, and that sort of thing. And he's trying to get it. He even gets engaged right with the character and the story too. So I think it's a lot of precedent that a lot of modern Doctor Who takes. Number 1 is the second season from 65. Number 13, six-parter. It's called The Web Planet. Absolutely love it. It stars so many great stuff. It has so many great stories to tell. It's a big, giant, ambitious story, right? Love it lots. Now, sure, some fans might point to the costumes of some of these characters, or to the like the monopter and that sort of thing, or to the camera work that uses some gel and that sort of thing to show how different the planet of Vortis is that it's set on. But I love that stuff. Don't worry about it. Don't get caught up in the weeds. It's a great stuff. Love it lots. It's telling a hugely awesome story, and so the Web Planet is my top story. It's also the one I've seen the most, because sometimes I'll just be like, I'm in the mood to see the Web Planet, and that sort of thing. Let's go over my top 5 First Doctor serials, and he's also my favorite Doctor too. The Time Meddler from 65, The Daleks from 63, The Edge of Destruction from 64, the Aztecs from 64, and The Web Planet from 65 for you folks. So there you go. Now, as a reminder, I'm just a fan like you guys are, so your opinion is going to be just as valid as mine. Right? I'm not a trained movie critic. I don't make movies for fun. Well, I'm sorry, movies for a profession. I just do a YouTube channel. Right, right. So your opinions, right, are going to be just as valid as mine are, right, and that sort of thing. So let me know what your thoughts are. I'm just a fan, big fan. This is my first fan. All right, so there you are. I read a lot of books, I read a lot of novelizations, and that sort of stuff too. Alrighty, so there you are. So what are your top 5 from the First Doctor? Remember, they have to be excellent. So things like the 10th Planet or stuff like that can't be in here. But you might otherwise put it here. All right, but let me know what your thoughts are. Happy to engage within the further comments below. Alrighty, so there you are. Now I wanted to, as you can tell from like I mentioned before, I do a lot of top 10s. I did my top 10 of movie serials last week, top 10, and then tomorrow is Serial Saturday. So check that out too. On Wednesday, I do something called video game reviews on Video Game Wednesday. That is all about older ones and that sort of thing. I also do some Let's Plays here and there too, so check those out if you're interested. And then also, on Monday, I do reviews of older RPGs and war games too, like Battletech and so forth. I just did B9 this past week from the Dungeons & Dragons Back Me series from 84. I don't know what I'm going to be doing next. It's probably like 20 or 25 modules from people like Gary Gygax to Douglas Niles to a certain Hickman that you might know from Ravenloft or his works with Margaret Weiss. Yeah, that sort of stuff. So check it out too. And then another 3 reviews. I do a week of older things that you read in science fiction, fantasy, and horror for you folks. And I do 7 reviews a week. Or these things. Top 10 sometimes too. All right. And if those things sound like your cup of tea, then great. Welcome to the channel. And I think you'll enjoy your time here quite a bit. Have a seat and kick off your shoes. And hey, while you're here, why not do all the YouTube stuff? Hit the subscribe button, the like button, the bell icon to be notified of those videos, and then also just share and watch. Share and watch. And those are the key ways to grow the channel. All right, and there you are. As you can tell from the title and all those older things, it's the passion. It's also the title comes from too. The worst thing about new books. It's a quote by a French philosopher named Jacques Joubert, who said that the worst thing about them was that they kept us from reading the old ones, right? And it's definitely right. So nothing the new ones are bad. They're not, right? We're in our pursuit for the new experience, right? The new game, the new movie, the new show, the new book, right? We've oftentimes forgotten that these things are standing, right, on the shoulders of giants. So let's check out those giants. Good stuff. All right. And so there you are. And then if you made it to all the end of here, I just want to thank you so very, very much for just, taking some time out of your day and investing it and watching my videos, because we all have so many things that are happening in our lives and we're pulled in so many different directions too. So the fact that you spent this time with me, that's incredibly humbling and I appreciate it so very, very much. So thanks again and have an amazing day.